Hi everyone, welcome to our snowy weekend vlog, or snowy reading. Hi, welcome to this week's vlog, this weekend reading vlog. I have forgotten how to intro vlogs. But hi, we have snow, not very much, and we have freezing rain. So everything has been canceled for the weekend and we're not really going anywhere, and we're just gonna see how much reading I can get done in the next 3 days. The squirrel tendencies kicked in between last night and early this morning, so I'm reading 3 things, and there's one that's really holding my attention right now. My nonfiction book right now, because I'm trying to get back to always having a nonfiction book going, at least through January. We'll see if it continues into February, but for January, I'm trying to always have a nonfiction book going. And the one I'm on right now is Freedom is a Constant Struggle by Angela Y. Davis. Jess Owens is bringing back her imjaereads book club, and this is the book for January. I'm not very far into it, and it's my first book that I've read by Angela Davis, so obviously I've heard about her a ton. I feel like you can't pick up an anti-racist book without hearing Angela Davis's name. So I've heard of her a lot, but this is the first of her writings I have encountered, consumed, read. Then I also just started the audiobook for The Daughters of Izdahar, which I have had on my TBR for, I think I've only rolled it over once, but it might have been rolled over twice. I'm not very far. I think I'm like 3% of the way in. I only got through part of chapter 2 before the kids needed assistance with all the things this morning. And then the one that's holding my attention the most is Ink, Blood, Sister Scribed by emjaereads, which is for a book club. But I think I got too excited about book clubs for January, and I can't remember whose this is for. So hopefully that's not a problem. Oh, I wonder if it's for Liv's book club. No, she's reading an Adrienne Young book. I don't know. Anyways, it's for a book club. Hopefully I'll figure out which one it is, but I am really liking it so far. It's contemporary fantasy about 2 sisters, and there are books, magical books at the center of this. And yeah, I'm about 88 pages in, and I'm really interested, and it's easy to read. I do also have an audio, and I like the narrator's voice when she's reading the narration, but I don't like the voice she gives the characters. So I'll probably only pick that one up when I have no choice but to listen to the audiobook. So that's the update so far this morning. We've been pretty lazy. I did a little bit of a hip mobility workout this morning, which was great because my hips are all sorts of jacked up from doing ballet for so long, and I always forget how helpful hip mobility exercises are, but they are so helpful. And I might do like a legit workout later. I mean, at home, I'm not going anywhere because it's pretty gross outside. So I might do a legit sweaty workout later, get some good serotonin going. But for now, I think Puzzle and I are just going to stay on the bed and continue to read. I'll show you. She's right here. Hey, Buzz. She's so disgruntled that we're all home. Okay, so I'll be back when I've made some progress. I would really love to finish this today. We'll see. Good morning. I finished Ink, Blood, Sister Scribed by emjaereads, and I liked it so much. So everything outside has turned to ice. It's so icy outside. This is why I hate the snow, because it always just turns into ice, and then it's such a problem. Because it was so nasty yesterday, I basically read all day long, like all day. I read most of this yesterday. I had maybe 40 pages left when I woke up this morning. So I liked it so much. I was not expecting to like it as much. I'm giving it 4.5 stars. I really liked the characters. I found the world building really interesting. I really liked the themes that were in this book. I think if you like Venko by Sherry Timmeline, you should also give this a try. Not that they're really similar in plot or characters or anything, but I think they have similar sensibilities, I guess. I don't know. There was just something about this that was like, oh, this is the feeling I had when I read Venko. So it's just purely vibes. But I think, yeah, if you like that book, you should read this book. And if you like this book, you should read Venko if you haven't already. I went into it knowing nothing. I still don't know what book club this is supposed to be for. And I want to figure it out because if there's a live discussion, I want to participate because I liked it so much. That was a very, very successful day. I basically ignored everything else I was reading because I was so invested in this one. And how long is it? It's just over 400 pages, but it reads fast. It reads like a much smaller book, and it doesn't look like it's 400 pages. It reads pretty fast, so definitely recommend. Had a good time with it. Yeah, ignored everything else. So today we're kind of not going to read all day again. It's probably another don't leave the house day because it's not gonna snow or have freezing rain today, I don't think, but it's not gonna get above freezing. So I think it's just going to continue to be icy. So we probably won't really be leaving the house again. I can't imagine why we would leave the house. But I need to do practical stuff today. I can't just spend the whole day reading again, but I'm just about to read my essay a day schedule that I'm on for Freedom is a Constant Struggle. And then I'm hoping to listen to more of The Daughters of Izdahar today. But I also have some graphic novels that I'm reading for a graphic novel project, and I've been kind of putting those off, so I should also read. I should at least finish the one I'm in the middle of today, I think. Yep, that's the plan. Bright. I do have to say, as much as I do not like the snow, I do like how bright the house is when we have all the sunlight reflecting off the snow. It makes the house so, like, we have a very dark house, so I like all the light, but like this is maybe too much. Hold please. All right, that's better. Hi, hello. I was originally gonna end the vlog today because today's MLK Day, and so I have it off from work, the kids have it off from school, and we're supposed to go back to reality tomorrow. However, we have another winter storm that's supposed to hit tomorrow morning. So the dance studio already has canceled classes for tomorrow, and I am now waiting to hear from the schools and from my work. Also, I injured my foot yesterday, so it's wrapped and I'm hobbling along the best I can, but for a person who has a very active job, I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little nervous. But anyways, yesterday we escaped the house because the cabin fever had set in after one day. And we went to go visit my friends. One of them manages our indie bookstore and the other one owns a restaurant. So those are the clips that you saw. And I did grab Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevenson when we were at my indie bookstore and started reading it while we were at my friend's restaurant, and I am 144 pages in and I am liking it so much. I really like the narrative voice. I like how meta it is, and I haven't read a mystery in such a long time, and I grabbed it because it's been popping up on a whole bunch of best book of 2023 lists. Like, it was on Gavin's list and it was on I've been reading so much fantasy that I'm getting concerned that I'm going to burn myself out. So I need to put some other genres into my reading rotation. And this, like I said, has been on a bunch of best books of 2023 lists. Oh, that's what I was starting to say. So Gavin's and was it Kayla? Also had it on her list. Yeah, I'm having a great time. I'm really glad I picked it up. I'm glad I started reading it. It's all kind of keeping in with what my 2024 goals were in terms of reading and in bringing in books to either buy from authors that I have already trusted or buy with the intent of starting the book immediately, if not very quickly. And so I'm liking this trend. I really hope I can continue to do it. And yeah, so this kind of bumped Daughter of Izdahar off my, I'm still reading it, but I haven't read it at all today. Oh, this is about, what are synopses? So this one, I forgot our main character's name because it's first person, and so his name isn't said very often. Oh, his name is Ernest. That's what it is. Okay, so our main character, Ernest Cunningham, is a writer, and he writes books on how to write mystery novels, like classic golden age mystery novels. So he's narrating what happened with his family and with this one event, but narrating it to you to point out like, oh, well, a lesser mystery writer would have this happen here, but a more talented mystery writer would have this happen. And so it's kind of meta in that. And the setup is literally everyone in his family has killed someone. And so you're kind of going through family by family member, and he's telling you about the time that they murdered somebody, whether purposeful or accidental. And while he's talking about that they're at this ski resort and a body is found. So it's a little bit, and there's a storm coming in. So yeah, it's perfect for this weekend. So it's a little bit of a locked room mystery. I'm digging it. The writing is pretty unique. Like the narrative voice is pretty unique. That's a good time. I always feel weird saying murder mysteries are a good time. And then The Daughters of Izdahar, even though I haven't read it today, I did make a little bit more progress yesterday. And that one is about two girls, Nahal and Georgina, who live in this city, kingdom. It's fantasy, so kingdom. And the women don't really have any rights. They're not allowed to vote. They're not allowed to go to school. There's, there's arranged marriages, all that stuff. But there is magic, and the magic is people who can work magic are called weavers, and you could be a water weaver or a sand weaver or wind weaver, and that, so that the element that you are able to control is in the name of what, is in the name. And Nahal is a weaver, but because of where she is in their class status, she's never really been trained in how to use her magic, and her family used to have money, but her father has gambled most of it away, and so Nahal's family is really counting on her to make an advantageous marriage to save the family from poverty. And then Georgina's family is in poverty, and she has to work to support everybody, and both Georgina and Nahal have weaver magic that's untrained. And Nahal wants to go to this new weaver academy that is accepting women and train to be weaver, and then enter into the army to fight, because there's this new branch of the military called the Daughters of Izdahar that accepts women. And then Georgina is already a part of the Daughters of Izdahar, but in secret, I think. So we're alternating perspectives back and forth, and I like both perspectives. I'm definitely more interested in Georgina's. I'm also might be biased because I am listening to the audiobook, and Nikki Musad reads Georgina's chapters, and she is the narrator from the Mask of Mirrors trilogy, which is one of my favorite series ever, and some of my favorite audiobooks ever, so I'm definitely biased about that. And then I'm still reading Freedom is a Constant Struggle. I'm reading that one essay at a time because it's a mix of interviews that Angela Davis gave, and then also talks and speeches that she gave at different organizations and different events. And so it is a little repetitive just because when you're pulling speeches that a person has made about similar topics, there's going to be some overlap, right? Because these aren't being written, these weren't intended to be all put together into a book. They were intended to make one-time impact. But I think spacing out the essays makes that repetition be less apparent. And then instead of, if I was to marathon it, marathon my way through the book, I would find it, I think, annoying. Hazel, just go get food then. Anyways, I think if I was to try to read it all very quickly, the repetition would be annoying. But since I'm spacing it out, it serves more to be good reminders as I'm going through. So this is the okay foot. This is the injured foot. It's not actually that swollen. I just have an ace bandage wrapped around it, but this is just how we're getting through life right now. Good morning, friends. It is Tuesday, day 4 of it being ridiculously cold. But I did finish Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone this morning, so we can talk about that. But real quick, I have book mail, which I already opened because the return address was not what I was expecting, and so I didn't know what it was at first. But I, shortly after Christmas, bought myself this new cover of Howl's Moving Castle that came out in the UK. It's just so stinking pretty. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna unhaul the copy that we already owned and replace it with this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous copy. And I think they did new covers for the whole series. I've never read beyond Howl's Moving Castle. I don't really want to, but I do absolutely love this book, and I think this cover was just too perfect to pass up. So that's exciting that it finally arrived. I can add it to my collection. Oh, it's just so pretty. I wonder if there's not illustrations, but there's the art above the chapters. It's really pretty too. Maybe I should do like a chapter that doesn't have any spoilers in case you haven't read this series yet. Oh yeah, here. So here's Sophie. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. It's been a long time since I've read a mystery novel, like just straightforward mystery novel, and also a mystery novel that isn't historical, because normally I read historical mysteries. I don't even know the last time I read a contemporary mystery. So I thought this was a fun start to the series. I thought this was a fun concept. I like the narrative voice. I don't know that I liked any of the characters. I think everyone is like varying levels of unlikable. So like if you really need somebody to root for, I don't know that this book is going to give you that. It's not an all-time favorite, and it's not a 5-star. I gave it 4 stars on Storygraph, mostly because the ending and the wrapping up of the mystery felt unnecessarily complicated, and that there were a lot of twists and turns to follow, where I ended up having to, like that whole denouement scene, I ended up having to reread sections because I just couldn't follow the author the whole way. Like I kept getting lost and having to go back to the beginning and start again and be like, okay, how are we getting to this spot? And then I'm gonna be super vague because it is a spoiler, but there was a thing in relation to like adoption that I didn't really like how that was handled and the implications therein. Like that, I didn't love that. I didn't love how the author handled that. So those two things really kept it from being like an all-time favorite, but I think this is like a really solid start to a mystery series. I'm not put off enough to keep from reading book 2, and I have access to the audiobook for book 2. And so I I think that one's another like locked room mystery, similar to this one, how is kind of a locked room mystery. So yeah, I'm not mad. I read it. It was a good time. It was a fast read. I like absolutely adore how floppy this paperback is. Like the actual physical experience of reading was really pleasant just because of the like structure of the paperback. So I'd give it 5 stars for paperback structure. Well done, Harper. Well done. And with that, we are going to come to the end of this vlog. I finished 2 books. I've made 0 progress on Daughters of Izdahar. I've read 3 more chapters of Freedom is a Constant Struggle, but I'm really happy with the 2 books that I finished, and I'm really delighted with how much I really liked Ink Blood Sister Scribe. That was a surprise. I did figure out which book club that is for. That is for the Bujo Book Buddies book club. And I was checking to see what their book is for February because they've already voted, and it's going to be Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver, which I have been circling that book since December, and the audiobook was on sale for $6.99. I feel like it's in the cards. I'm so happy that I have a legit excuse to read this book now, and maybe I'll stop circling it and actually read it, but that's conversation for February. Anyways, that is the end of this vlog, friends. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with me, and I would love to know your thoughts on any of the books that I've mentioned this weekend. I hope that where you live it is not as cold, or if it has been as cold, that it's going to start getting warmer soon, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!